He's got queen, 4 of hearts.
And you know Freddy, he's an action man. He likes to see a lot of flops, so he calls here on the button.
Devin Porter this time with a king, 4 of diamonds.
Call.
Now Devin's going to call out of the small blind.
Nothing fancy. And now Josh, Jack 10 says, okay, let's see it.
Well, we have 3-way action here. Here comes the flop. Oh, it's come queen 5-4 with 2 diamonds.
That's a monster flop for Freddy Deeb, flopping 2 pair. Devin 4 flushing right there, and a pair of 4s.
One bet.
It's on Devin first, and he's coming out with a bet.
Yep, he's going to bet 100,000.
100,000, says Devin.
Josh quickly folding his Jack 10. Now around to Freddy, who flopped 2 pair.
Well, Freddy's got to be loving this. He's hoping his opponent has a pair of queens, where he can hem him up here because he has 2 pair.
What to do here? How to suck out the most amount of money from your victim.
I'm gonna raise it.
He says he's going to raise it.
Well, there's 2 diamonds on the board and a 2-card straight on the board. So Freddy's not going to take any chances. He's going to raise it. Let's see how much he's going to raise.
How much money in the pot? About 400?
280.
1, 2.
About 400,000 out there.
Almost 400, huh? That's what I'm gonna raise, 400.
So Freddy's going to raise it 400 with top and bottom pair.
Wow.
Interesting way to get there, and Devin taking it back.
Well, he says wow, but Devin's got one of those hands, Vince, that you just have to go with. You got a pair and a flush draw. I think most every top player would now come over the top for all their chips with this kind of hand.
Oh, I can't call that. Nice bet.
He's going to fold the hand.
Wow. Well, Vince, I got to say, I'm very surprised at that. There's no hand he can be drawn dead with. If you come over the top and raise him, even if he calls you, you have a lot of outs to win that pot. I believe it's a mistake by Devin Porter to lay that hand down right there. It just shows me, Vince, you know, that he just doesn't want to go out next. That's all.
The life vests are off. 4 still remain. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour. Well, what a beautiful setting. Hard to believe there's a poker tournament going on here. And right now, Josh Schlein is our chip leader with about $2.6 million.
Look at this scenery here in Aruba. Lovely ladies, a beautiful beach, $1 million first prize. These guys trying to stay afloat in this tournament.
Up to the 20-year-old Josh Schlein. Throws away king 5 with a little anger. Johan with the button. He's got ace-jack, a very nice starting hand.
It sure is. It's a big hand against the 2 blinds, and he's going all in with it right here, Vince.
Yeah, he's going to push it hard, all in.
He's on the short stack. He's making his move here.
$455,000 into Freddy Deeb, who also has an interesting hand, ace-4 spades.
Well, Freddy has virtually played with him every time he's raised today. Well, because of the WPT hole cam brought to you by Budweiser, we can see that Freddy is up against it here. But if you're sitting at that table and you see a guy make an overbet like that, sometimes you think, you know, he doesn't want to be called. I'm not sure he can beat my ace high. Remember earlier, Freddy came over the top of him with ace 10. Johan laid down ace jack. This time he's got ace jack, but he's all in already. If he saw Freddy's hand, he would love it if he called here.
Yeah, be a nice favorite to beat Freddy Deeb. He'd finally get a little revenge on you if he should get the action.
It's going to cost Freddy another $425,000 to call this raise.
It's also the kind of bet, the overbet of the raise, the all-in $465,000, that it's suspicious. That makes you think maybe he doesn't even have ace high, and Freddy could be in front.
I call.
He's made this call, Mike.
Well, he gets a feel.
Devin out.
Oh, you got ace jack? I don't know, man. I got ace 4.
Freddy slamming his cards down there, disgusted he made this call here.
Yeah, this is giveaway money right now for Freddy Deeb, unless he gets lucky.
It's a pretty good chunk, too, Vince.
I didn't think you have that big of a hand.
$425,000 raise he called with this ace-4 spade.
Yeah, this could be a good break for Johan Storakers.
So Johan finally perhaps getting something to go his way here.
Here's the flop.
Let's come queen, queen, queen. Now Freddy could get a tie with this pot if an ace or a king come up, or another queen for that matter. He's looking for a 4 to take the lead.
But Johan's still in a nice place right now. Here comes the turn. It's another queen.
Well, it is a queen. Now that's a lady that Johan didn't want to see on the beach here, because that means this is going to be a split pot. Doesn't matter what comes at the river. Both players playing 4 queens with an ace kicker. Vince, I'll tell you one thing. In my view, that was a very weak call by Freddie Deeb right there. I know he thought his opponent might be desperate, but still, even if he was making a move, the best you are is a 3-2 favorite. You could be up against it just like he was. He got very lucky to get a split out of that pot.
Johan taking his hits this afternoon. Nothing really going right for him.
But do you really consider it bad luck when you don't lose a pot? He actually made money in the hand.
On to Johan. This time looks down at the Jack-6 offsuit. He's not going to play this.
And Freddie Deeb peeks down at Big Slick. He's got ace-king on the button. Against the 2 blinds, he's going to raise it. And he's going to make it 200,000 to go.
Yes, he is. He's got the big hand, Big Slick, into Devin Porter. He's also got a hand, though, ace-10.
Most of the time, this hand would be good against Freddie Deeb when he's raising it.
I'm all in.
Oh, he says all in, Mike.
Almost.
He is not going to like it. Josh quickly gets out of the way.
Oh, yeah, and Freddie says, I quickly call it.
Got a pair?
Oh, well, you see the look on his face. That says it all right there, Vince. Devin Porter knows he's up against it here. He's going to have to get very lucky to stay alive in this tournament. But what a pot this is. Over $2.5 million in this pot.
Oh, Devin Porter, 22 years old, but aging by the second here. Ace-10 versus ace-king. He's in trouble.
A big difference in the guy that goes out next and the guy that wins it. $800,000 in real money, to be exact.
Nice hand. Nice hand.
Thank you. Freddie Deeb is all smiles. He knows he's in great shape to take total command of this tournament.
And right now, Devin's going to have to get lucky. Otherwise, he'll be parasailing out of here. Let's watch the first 3. 8-6-3.
Now what that means is Devin must catch a 10 to win the pot, 2 runners to make a straight, or the board has to pair twice, where he'll get a split out of this pot. Otherwise, he's going to be our 4th place finisher.
22-year-old aspiring FBI man. The turn.
Burn and turn.
Nope.
Well, the deuce comes off. We are down to the river. Devin Porter from Salt Lake City, Utah, must catch a 10 on the river to stay alive. Otherwise, he'll be our 4th place finisher.
Will the dream be over, or will it continue? Here's the river.
He needs a 10. Can he catch one? Nope. Freddie pairs the kings. Freddie Deeb is going to win this pot, and Devin Porter will be our 4th place finisher.
The 22-year-old has to get on the ski-doo back to Utah.
But Vince, I tell you, you got to love this kid. You know, he said if he won this tournament, he was going to buy his mother a house.
Tremendous effort. He's going to pick up $200,000.
Do I go in front of
Hey, great try, man.
All right.
Great try.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Vince, he made a play with an ace-10, hoping to pick up the pot right there. Certainly, in looking back on it now, he wished he'd just call the $200,000 before the flop, move all in on the flop, and then he's going to win the pot rather than lose it.
Devin, you're our 4th place finisher. Did you feel confident when you moved in with your ace-10?
Yeah, he'd been raising my blinds all night, and I thought it was good. He woke up with the hand, so.
Did you feel pressured to make a move?
Not really, no. He just called right before with ace-4, so thought he was playing low. I thought I was good, and I wasn't.
We are down to 3 players.
Our current chip leader is professional player Freddie Deeb from Las Vegas. In second place, the 20-year-old Josh Schlein. And on the short stack, Johan Storakers from Sweden.
But right now, he's in a bit of trouble here in Aruba. This time looks down at the Jack-8. He says he's going all in with this.
Well, he thinks he has enough chips that he can still run players out of the pot. But unfortunately for him, Freddie Deeb has picked up ace-jack suited. I don't see him going anywhere.
He's looking around at Josh.
I call it.
Freddie is going to call.
Come on, see it, big hand, see it.
And Josh looks down at an ace-7 of spades.
How much is that, Johan?
350, 60, 375.
There's over $800,000 in the pot. It cost him $315,000 to call here. Well, you see him agonizing there. He wants to play it.
Now I want you to call.
Now you do? You didn't before?
I don't know.
Now you made me want to call. I don't know.
Intrigued by the action, a potential
implanted something I did not want in my
double
mind.
elimination here.
It's 315 more to me? 315 more to me. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
He's counting out his chips to see how much he's going to have
19,
left
20, 21, 22.
if he calls and doesn't win this pot.
All right, call.
He's making the call. So Johan has got a chance to triple up here if somehow he can get this hand through.
There's also a chance of a side pot right now, but we know Johan Storakers all in. He has to beat out 2 players to stick around.
Well, they don't turn up their cards now because, as you said, Freddy, Deeb, and Josh can continue to bet each other on the side. All the money that's out there now will be what's called the main pot. That's all that Johan can win. But the other 2 players that have chips left can continue betting.
I figure if you're going to double up, why not triple up?
Freddy Deeb has them both dominated at the moment. Let's see what happens. The flop comes King, Jack 9.
Oh my, both of them hitting top pair, but Johan's kicker not as good as Freddy's.
Well, Freddy's checking here.
Josh hit nothing there.
Well, Josh quickly checks right behind him.
Here's the turn card. It's a 5 of hearts.
At this point, Freddy Deeb, I'm fairly certain, thinks his 2 jacks are the best hand. The question is, do you want to bet here to try to win the money that's out there?
He makes
the answer is yes.
Yeah.
He reaches for his chips.
Josh quickly laying it down, so now they're going to turn up the cards. Johan knows he's been outkicked at this point. He is 1 card away from extinction.
And once again, Freddy Deeb is a thorn in the side because he must catch an 8 against him to stay alive.
Josh backs away from the table, realizing he could be in a heads-up battle. 1 card to sweat out. Here it is.
That's a king.
That's going to do it.
Well, both players have made kings and jacks, but Freddy Deeb's side card, the kicker as we call it, his ace is higher. He's going to win the pot, and that's going to do it for the man from Sweden, Johan Storakers.
Oh, it is over for Johan. Has to say goodbye. 3rd place.
A great champion. Bad luck, Johan. Nice. Great player.
All right.
Great player.
We'll see you again.
What a run he had. Taking home $300,000.
Not a bad week's work.
You were so nice to me all day long. I busted them all 1 by 1 for you.
And we are now into heads-up battle.
These guys are going heads up for $1 million right now.
All right, well, last year we had the Devilfish. This year, look at this. We have Phil Hellmuth, the ultimate trash talker.
But we'd rather see the pretty girls and the money than we would Phil, wouldn't we, Vince?
No comment.
Well, here comes the cash. Ultimate Bet team member Phil Hellmuth leading the procession of beauties in with the cash, the chips, the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
They got it all here.
Look at that cash right there.
Well, it's a beautiful sight. Even down here in Aruba, there's many beautiful things they've got down here.
We got cash in clamshells. We got drama. We got it all. Coming back in just a moment. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
Freddy Deeb's, he's an amazing player, but his forte is cash game, so I'm not too worried about him today.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. Down to heads-up action, Mike. This is great. Here we go.
Well, this is going to be fun to watch, Vince. We got old school versus new school. We got the wily poker professional Freddy Deeb. He's got about a 2-to-1 chip lead over the 20-year-old Josh Schlein from Owings Mills, Maryland.
Josh has earned his way. He doesn't just wait for cards. He moves his chips around, as does Freddy Deeb. This is going to be a great battle. Up to the 20-year-old Josh Schlein.
He looks down at a 3-deuce offsuit.
240.
Look at this, with just 3-deuce. He says, I'm going to make it $240,000. He's already raised. Freddy's got only a 10-6 of diamonds.
Well, Josh is saying, you may be the top pro, my friend, but I'm going to show you that you can't outbet me. Let me raise it with 3 high here and take this pot.
I never show.
He is playing world-class stuff, high stakes, no limit poker, and he does it well in the very first pot.
Well, in case you're wondering how a 20-year-old can play in a World Poker Tour event, once you get offshore and out of the main casinos in the U.S., you can play in these tournaments in Aruba and elsewhere on cruise ships and all when you're 18 years old.
Right, usually it's 21 in the United States, but out here, let's face it, we're in Aruba. Anything goes.
Now, luckily for Josh Schlein, he's going to become 21 years old before the WPT World Championship at Bellagio at the end of the season, so if he wins here, he'll even be eligible to play in that event.
But we might be getting ahead of ourselves.
As long as I'm being genuine.
Action on Freddy Deeb this time.
Which I
Take a
always
peek at what he has.
Well, he's got King 4. And King High is favored over a random hand, but Freddy opts to call on the button.
Josh with just Queen 9 says, let's go. I want to see 3 cards.
Well, the flop comes Queen 4 deuce.
Oh, that's good for Josh. With the pair of queens.
Well, Josh has top pair. Freddy has second pair. This could spell trouble for him.
Josh comes quickly out and bets 200,000.
Doesn't even hesitate.
Freddy's thinking, would he really bet that if he has queens? I'm going to pay this off right now.
Freddy's going to call him with the 2 4s.
Well, he gets the action. A nice pot developing.
Right now, Freddy's heading upstream in the canoe without a paddle.
Here comes 4th Street.
You want to look to your hand again?